Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All praise and thanks are due to Allah. We are on page 23. We are on page 23. This page, 23 to 27, these pages have a list of vocabulary words. And in these vocabulary words are in alphabetical order from alif to ya, alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, onto ya. But it shows you the alif in the beginning. So if you see on the top where is yellow, it says al harf, right? Al harf, and then it says fi al bidayah, fi al bidayah. That means in the beginning. Fi, fi al bidayah. Do you have a book? Did we give you a?
I have this one. It's the same one as my parents' one.
Okay.
Whatever they use.
Okay. So do you have your own though? Did we give you one? Okay. We need to give you one.
I'm gonna use this one.
No, it's okay. The colors and the full experience.
He said, put the alarm بجانبك. This one is going to be very tough. For that purpose. This one is going to be almost impossible to guess.
The sisters' trip to Egypt would have been a wasted. You don't get a new book, right? So like that, you have when I say yellow, it's not black and white, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? If I say the red letter, it's not just all black, right? So that's okay. So it says on the top, it says the reason that we put some emphasis on these things is because these are instructions, these are guides. So here it says, the first square on the top, it says al harfu, al harfu, al harfu means the letter, al harfu. Alif, lam, al. See, al. Then the ha, you put a fatha, yes.
I thought I'll harp the movement of the letters.
La, al harf is the letter. Harf, and the letters is al huruf. Letters, plural. Harf, okay? So I want you to practice writing it in Arabic, just the vowels, so that you can learn it, inshallah. So al harf, lam, right?
By your side.
Al harf,
With a kasra, it means by you. By.
al
This
harfu,
one, your.
al
جانبك
ha,
side.
ha.
So this.
Harfu. Jade, al harfu.
Your.
Al harfu.
And the word.
So the next letter is fil bidaya. The next word is in the beginning. Al harfu, in the beginning. Right? Fil bidaya means in the beginning. Fil wasat means in the middle. Fi al wasat. Al wa, you put a fatha on top of the waw, and a fatha on top of the sin. Wasat. Wasat.
The kaf at the end.
Al wasat.
Your. Right?
That's in the middle.
Kitab. Kitabuka.
And then fi an nihaya. So you put a shadda. Which is the three, right? The three laying down. And you put a line under the shadda, which means it's kasra. And ni, ha. You put a fatha on the ha, niha, and a fatha on top of the ya, nihaya means at the end. Fil bidaya, fil wasat, fil nihaya. Okay, that's what it means.
Fikra. What does fikra mean?
fil wasat, fil bidaya, fil wasat, fil nihaya.
Very good.
In the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Fi means in. Fi,
طيبة.
in. Okay?
Yep.
So now,
Good idea.
let's Bismillah.
So, fikra, what does fikra
Let
mean?
us look inshallah at the board here
Okay?
so that we can
Everybody, please. Okay, I want everybody to read this. هذه.
so the first line let's go through the reading of these words, right?
What does هذه فكرة طيبة?
The first line with alif,
جزاك الله.
the first line with alif
No.
is
Reward you.
Arnab, Arnab, right? Arnab, Arnab. I'm gonna repeat it because you can practice it later on, but I want you to just look. You look at the letters. You point at it, and slowly so that you can follow the reading. If you want to do it on the screen, that will be a little bit better so that I can point at it and you can look at it, inshallah. Okay, so these are the letters. So let me just go here. So the first one is
طيبة means good.
Bismillah. So this one is
Okay.
al al nab. This is closer. Better? Al nab. Al nab. Al nab. Al nab. Al nab. Now we have something interesting with the alif. With the alif is the ha. You see, this hamza. This hamza comes
However,
in different forms. This hamza comes on top of the alif. Okay.
Sheikh,
Positive.
what's the exact translation to the word khayran?
Better, best, right? Better.
When you.
Well, give me a sentence.
جزاك الله خير. Okay.
So you say khair, reward. In jazakallah khair, jazakallah khairan.
But what's khayr?
Good.
No, hold on. What's khayr?
Good.
What's jayyid?
Also is good. But khair is better.
They caught me with this word.
Yeah, jade is good. Khair is better.
Yeah.
Khair is
Okay. The difference.
Yeah.
When you say.
Yeah, you know, khayran really means better.
the better.
Yeah.
The better good.
Yeah.
Like for example, you have jade jiddan, right? Ustaz?
Jayyid jiddan.
Jade jiddan.
And then mumtaz.
Very good, yeah.
And then mumtaz.
Okay, so let's go back. Jade.
That means. Reward
Okay, so
you
we have
justice by
on the wow,
reward you, and now there will
Okay.
two.
and
When you say jazakallah.
also
Now I remember. Now I know what it is. I know what it is. When you say something jayyid, okay, and then you say this is better.
and this is like on the ya,
Better
right?
than good.
Better
On the
than-
ya.
So khayran.
Okay.
Which is
So what does this hamza do?
jazakallahu khayran.
So there are three.
Jazakallah.
We have three long vowels, right?
We have not done
You have the
that.
short vowels.
Or if
The short vowels.
not
This
done
is all
that,
interconnected, right?
then
So
Allah
you have
will
the short vowels a,
either grant
e,
you or reward you,
u, right?
depending on
Short
the
vowels.
When you say
A, e, u.
so make it
Short vowels,
positive,
a, e, u.
Allah reward you.
Long vowels
Positive,
that is associated vowels that are long vowels that are associated with these vowels.
If even though you
A,
have not
a.
done a good job, but
Ah.
you have
Okay,
now
the
they're-
alif without the hamza is a long vowel, like a, e. Okay, and then the e, the ya by itself,
Okay.
e.
What would you say?
So for example, look at this.
And found some of the students.
Fi, right? But if you write this,
Is explaining with loud voice.
fi,
Don't be surprised.
fi.
Sometimes.
Okay,
And this.
so you have three long vowels, a, e, u.
Educational
Right, the three long vowels.
procedure.
The hamza can go on any of them. And what does the hamza do? The hamza stops the long vowel. The hamza stops the long vowel. All right. Now you will see it applied here. Look at the second word. If you take out this hamza, it will be far, right? But there's a hamza, so how do we say fa'al? Fa'al. Fa'al. See, it stops. It kind of stops the function of the long vowel. Fa'al, right? Fa'al here, also here. Naba, naba'a, naba, naba'a, naba'a, naba'a. It's not naba'a. Naba, it has a hamza. Naba'a. And you're gonna see other words like that, like this one here. This is an example. Mit. Take this line out. Mit dana. Mit dana. Mit dana. Okay. Also this word here.
You know, this book, just by looking at this, is from Saudi Arabia.
From Riyadh.
And,
Look. Meaning, that means pearl, right?
Riyadh.
yeah, it is.
Huh? No, that doesn't mean pearl.
There is a
Why does it mean pearl? Because it doesn't have the hamza.
Oh.
So it's Lulu. Maybe that's a name. But when you put the hamza here,
A Muslim cannot travel
Lu'lu.
except for 3 days.
See the difference? See what the hamza does? Lu'lu. Lu'lu is pearl. But if I take the hamzas out, that's a different word. It can be a name Lulu or something like that. Right? So that's what the hamza, that little hamza. And grammatically, that hamza, there's a whole section in Arabic grammar just about the hamza. When is it in the beginning? When is, like for example, also the hamza goes at the line itself. Not above, not on a letter, not under a letter. Like for example, this is the line of the page. As-sama.
The dialogue is about the 2 messages
See?
that Muslims,
As-sama'i. The heavens.
they are
See the so how do we say it? As-sama.
so they drop the message.
As-sama. It has the long vowel because it's not on top of it.
That's why I'm
As-sama. That's also in Quran. So that's what this little hamza that's on top of the alif, that's what it does. Right? That's what it does. So when you see it on one of the long on one of these 3 vowels, on one of these 3 long vowels, the a, I, u, when you see the hamza on it, know that it stops the length of that long vowel.
So does it function like the sukoon or does it?
It functions like a sukun, and that's why there's a sukun on top of it too. Like for example, iqra, right? Iqra, you stop at it. Fa'ar, fa'as, right? Lu'lu, mi'dana. You see that you know that mi'dana, fa'ar. Now another sign that it is on top of one of those long vowels. For example, if you say fa'ar, the letter before the fa has a fatha, right? Fa. So that means it's on top of an alif. See here? Look at here. See? This is fatha, right? So therefore what follows is an alif, right? The word lu'lu, before the waw, what is it? On top of the lam, dhamma, which also goes with the waw, u, right? You see, it's all related. It's all related. This here, this kasra is related to the ya. Okay? This dhamma is related to the waw. This this alif is related to the fatha. Okay, so that's why it's related. So that's how you know. So sometimes in Arabic, once you get to an advanced stage, there is no vowels in the whole book. right?
Father,
There's no vowels. I had to study 28 subjects with no vowels,
what does ana mean?
right? And I had to implement this, right? If there's a fa and there's a ya, that means that
Ila,
there's a kasra before, fi, right? If there's no vowels here,
ila Makkah.
and I know that this is the hamza on the ya, right? Then I know that there's a kasra before, right?
Musafir.
If there's no vowels here, right? If there's no vowel here, no vowels. It's just like this, just like this, no vowel whatsoever.
But then there are some words where they
Musafir,
don't have
what does
the
Musafir mean?
like Islam how like you're supposed to know that the kasra goes underneath the aleph, but you're just supposed to know that.
Sometimes through practice you learn it, but for example, like this, in association with the hamza, here I know because this is a wow, that there is a dhamma here. Because there's a wow. So you look at that which is after, right? Many times there is a, like for example, look,
Aina,
I'm going to give you a little test, right?
next word. Musafir.
Okay, this one I'm going to put the vowel in it, so you can start it off. All right. Now, and this is the ba, right? So where is in this word? Where is the long vowel?
See,
After
just
the ba,
start giving the
What letter is it?
aleph.
Aleph, right? The first letter that we learned when we started this course, right? Aleph. Okay. Now, what goes with the aleph?
It's okay, it takes time.
Good. So that means that here is not there, but you know that it belongs there, right? So many times when you get even to level 1, they won't put that vowel, that short vowel. They won't put it because they assume that you know it, right? So I'm just giving you a heads up, right? Okay. So the next, let's read the words and you repeat them with me so that you can practice, inshallah. We won't get into much explanation now. Okay, so fa'ar, the next one. Fa'ar. 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 Good. Naba. 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 Good. Naba. The next one, the ba, the letter ba. Bait. 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 See, this is an exception. There's no, there's a ya, but there's no hamza. So, bait. Bait. Good. The reason why in these words there is no vowel at the end, because that's grammar. Most of Arabic grammar is the last vowel at the end. Why is it dhamma? Why is it fatha? Why is it kasra? Right? So that's why they don't put it here, because one of the rules when you're learning how to read Arabic, one of the rules is that when you stop at the end of a word, then the last vowel doesn't sound anyways. Right? So if you say bait is correct. But if you want to say a beautiful house, now you put in jamil, beautiful, right? So you say baytun jamilun. Now if you stop, you say baytun jamil, because there's nothing after the word jamil. So whenever you stop at a word, the last vowel doesn't sound. Like for example, Muhammadun Dhaki. Muhammadun is smart. Muhammadun is smart. Right? But let's say you say Muhammad. Muhammad. You didn't say Muhammadun because you stop at it. You stop at the word, so the last vowel doesn't sound. Kitab. Kitab. If you say Kitabun Kabir, right? It is a big book. Kitabun Kabir. So whenever you connect it, then that vowel sounds. As long as you keep connecting it, the vowel is supposed to sound.
So if I continue with
Kitabun jamil. Kitabun jamilun kabir. Now you put another word.
but what if it was kitabun kabirun? Would it be kabirun?
If you stop, kabir.
No,
You write it, but you don't say it. You write it for the grammatical for the rights of that word by itself, but you don't say it. Okay, so the next one, hablun, habl, habl, habl. Good. Habl. So this is the ba in the middle of the word. Ba. Habl. Kalb. 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 So you have to be very careful. You know why? Because some make the mistake in not pronouncing the kaf correctly, and sometimes they'll say qalb, right? Qalb means heart. Kalb means dog. So there's a difference between a dog and a heart, right? If you tell somebody you love, I love you with all my kalb, you're saying I love you with all my dog. I love you with all my heart. Uhibbu bi kulli kalbi, I love you with all my dog. So there's a difference between ka, you smile, kalb, kalb, and heart, qalb, qalb. Okay, the next one, tamr. The next word is maktab. 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 The kaf has that little echo sound. Maktab. Good. Again, bait. The next one is the fa. The first word is thawb. So there's a fatha and a waw, and the waw has sukun. So it has a ow sound. Thawb. The next one is thal. Timthal, that means it could be a sculpture, it can be a statue. Next one is shajarah. Okay, this is another point. The letter ta. You see the letter ta with the two dots on the letter ta has.
Oh, yeah.
There's two types of ta, right? There is this ta, and then this ta. And sometimes when it's connected to a word, this ta is written like this. Okay? When this ta is not connected, because maybe there's a ra that doesn't connect, or maybe there's an alif that doesn't connect, then this is the way it looks, okay? This is the way it looks. Now, so this is called a ta that is tied up. Okay? It's called a ta marbuta. Marbuta, that means is this tied up. Rabata is like tied up. So the difference between this ta, this is the ta maftuha. This is the open ta, right? And this is the tied up ta. This ta at the end of a word, like the word bait, it sounds. Bait, right? Bint, it sounds. Bint, it sounds. This ta, if it's at the end of the word, if you continue, like we mentioned, right? If you stop in a word at the end of the word and you don't continue, what is the rule with that last vowel? It doesn't sound, right? Bait, qalam, but if you continue, qalamun jamil, because there's another word, but jamil doesn't have another word, so it doesn't sound, right? Now bait, if you stop at it, the ta sounds. This one sounds, and you write it, okay? So this one you write it, and it sounds. This one, if you stop at it, instead of sounding like a ta, it sounds like a ha. Okay? That's new, but is very important to know it. So, for example, let me see. Where's that word here? Shaja. Let's look at this word. But look, this word I made it huge so that you can get it. Can you look at the board? Bigger, I can't make it, right? So bigger, it will cost you more, right? Even though the course is free, right? Shajara, 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 shajara. Some air has to come out. Shajara, 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 shajara. Remember that. Shajara. If you say a big tree, shajaratun kabira. Is it? Shajaratun. If you put another word, shajaratun kabiratun jamila. Right? If you add more words, then it sounds. So this ta doesn't sound when it is the last thing that you're reading. Right? When it is the last thing, it doesn't sound. Then it sounds like ha. Ha. That's the difference. So let's say in the test we ask you a question in an oral exam. Right? What is the difference between the ta maftuha and the ta marbuta? Right? And you say the ta maftuha, you write it, and at the end of a word it sounds. The ta marbuta, you write it, but at the end in the word, when it's the last thing, then it sounds like, what does it sound like? Ha. Jade. Okay, done. Just wanted to get that. Just wanted to get that point. There's another one here, the haqibah. Haqibah. Same thing, okay? So I was just going over I introduced the Hamza. Okay. Hamza in the beginning, the middle, and the end so that they can know the functionality.
All right. Assalamu alaikum. So how are you all doing? We don't know. So how does it feel like? Feels at this point as it difficult? You're getting it? You think you're getting it?
Pronouncing it is still hard.
Right. Some of the words are all of them.
No, like the claw,
Uh-huh.
law, those ones are hard in the
Okay.
words when you're trying to pronounce it.
Okay.
Especially when they're like following like the softer letters. If they
Right.
They have the harsh ones, they have to like pause. They have to try to pronounce it.
Right.
It's hard.
How about dal and daw? How are you doing with those?
Those are not too bad.
Not too bad. How about you, Kathy? What's your most difficult words at this point, or letters?
The ones that don't look like they're alphabet letters, of
Mhm.
course. But I wrote them out and they made more sense.
What is this?
Like the positions in the middle,
Uh-huh,
you're
the
talking about
middle
those,
ones, yeah.
how they changes?
Yeah, I'm looking at the gene. It looks like,
Not far.
and then you realize that's connected.
Right,
And that made more sense.
right. So don't feel too bad because, it's, I had the same kind of problem. I mixed up the bas with the tas. Especially when you're writing in the middle, which one is jim, which one is kha, right? But with time, you'll come in. It's more practice. Inshallah, it will all come together. Now, so just going back to the pronunciation with the kha. Those letters comes from the deepest part of your throat. Now, if in English there is no such word, if you speak another language like you speak Bengali, there is no such word. So it's very hard for us to pronounce those because we're not used to using this for 30 years, 50 years in our life. We haven't used those. It has to be a very conscious effort. You have to consciously say, okay, I have to do ah for Allah. I have to do ha for ha. You have to consciously. But if you just say just like relax, you say Allah. It's gonna come out of front of your mouth rather than Allah from back of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? So that it took me for years too. As a matter of fact, Arab speakers, like Prophet's students, like Omar radiallahu anh, one of his students, um, they also practice to pronounce that da. You know, dal is one word, but da. You know, remember we said we have to touch the back of your molar, da. They had to practice, even they were Arab speakers. You know, so in order to get us those, the most difficult ones, write them down. And we'll practice those a lot. You know, in class, outside of class, in the internet. There's so many websites you actually could find how to pronounce this. You know, so what helps me a lot when I do call, remember yourself to open up your mouth. Ha. And for Allah, that sort of you have to use back of your throat. So when you say and if you touch your, like the throat right here, and you should feel it when you say it, ah. So that's another practice. You can say Allah. Okay. Ha is also comes from the same side. So once you capture the Allah, try to hit the same time. Say ha, ha. Let's say ha, cough. Those are all coming from the same similar area. Cough. So any other letters that you're not too comfortable with?
Like I can pronounce them when they're by themselves, but then
Right.
when I'm reading it, that's when it's really hard to
Right. For that is actually there's a practice that you have to do. I shall try to. I have another book. Let me see if I can find it because I let somebody else borrow it, but I should be able to find it. What it is, it's you put those letters together and you read it like a lesson loudly. Maybe we could do that in class too. So, for example, something like this, when you add maybe something similar to page 20. So, page 20, the middle section, where you have alif, page 20, the middle column, when you have alif, hamza, fatha, and then nun, sukun, right? It says an, right? So an, and then next one is in, going cross, and then following that is un. Remember, we went through that, right? Before? Are you with me, you guys? Okay. So what if I change an to ba? Then it becomes ab, right? Ib, ub, right? So you go through the whole, the word list, and you replace the letters, and then you see the different pronunciation. So if I do ha, then it's become ah. So you have to actually go through this. You have to actually pronounce this. Then you'll be more comfortable, because you have never used them before. So you want to see how is the sound if I put, instead of alif nun, I put lam nun, that will be lan, right? Instead of an, that's going to be lan. What if I put ha with lam? Lach. See that? So it changes. So you have to, go through all that combinations, whenever you come up with a letter, like, like here you have tamar, it's ta, mim, sukun, on the board, or the projector you see under ta, first letter is tamar, right? So if I change the ta and replace with ha, and everything else is same, that is hammer, right? So play with those words. So, and and then if I put ha in there, then it's become khamar, right? Khamar means alcohol, right? So we can we place it different, replace it, and so if you have problem with ha, then I would start with alif ha ach, then I would use combination of ba ha bach, tach, yeah, dach. So that way you see how these two combinations changes and effect. That will be a good practice. And you write it, and then if we use a da, it's a bit doch, right? But if I use a dal, it's a bit dach. So dal is kind of flat pronunciation, but when you use da, it's da. Open up your mouth, okay? So so the raw, zain, those are raw is easy, but zain I think a little bit difficult, right? Zain, and then we have dal, dhal. Dhal, remember on the dhal, stick your tongue out. Otherwise, that dhal and zain become same. They both kind of sound same. There's this distinct difference. The dhal, like dhalika. We talked about dhalika means that. Dhalikal kitab, that book. Dhal, and then so anyhow, so last time I think we covered did we cover all the letters on page 26? Did you go over page 26, 27?
I thought we stopped at page 24, so we were looking at
Which one?
page 25.
25, okay. So any question on page 25? Because I know we kind of rushed through the last few letters. Should I go over the last three letters? Thaw. Yeah? Okay. Let's go over the thaw. Okay, thaw. So thaw is the at the bottom page, towards the bottom, last three letters. Thaw. So thaw. Okay. So the first column we have. Can you read it, Trisha? Can you read the first one? Thaw ira. Thaw. Because you have the alif, so you have to say thaw ira. Right. The next one. Kathy, you want to try the second column of the thaw? Thaw is in the middle. Yeah, thaw. Uh-huh. Next one starts with a mim.
It does.
Right. Uh-huh, myth. Uh-huh, mitra. Mitra. No, that's a qa, because there's two dots. Fa has only one. No, that's good. So that's qa. And the next one is ta. So remember, Sheikh, Daniel was talking about that ta. When you stop on it, you don't pronounce it, right? So it's mitraqa, right? Mitraqa. So we don't pronounce the ta. We write it, but we don't pronounce it if we stop on it. Okay? So mitraqa. Okay? Next one. Musht. Musht. Yeah, musht. So musht. Okay, very good. And dha. Now, the way we pronounce things, dha, adha, dha, dha. So we have it's time, huh? Okay. All right. So we're gonna stop. Do you guys want to stay after the prayer for a little bit? It's up to you.
My right's supposed to come and get me.
Okay. All right. No problem. So next time we'll go over those again.
And we can check your tutorials.
Which one?
Allahu Akbar,
Okay.
Allahu